89 é Rádio Rock, eu sou a Julia e eu tô aqui com o Ryan da banda Yellow Card. How are you, Ryan?
Very well, thank you. Thanks for having me.
Thank you for having me. So, Ryan, you're coming to Brazil soon to play at I Wanna Be Tour. And this is your first time here since 2012. How is it? How does it feel to be back here? And what can the fans expect from this concert?
Um, well, we are so excited. I want I We are definitely more excited to be there, but we're also very excited for people to not have to tell us to come to Brazil all the time in every post. You know the joke about come to Brazil. um, so we're finally coming to Brazil. But we always joke that once you're in Brazil on stage, someone will write you on Instagram and say come to Brazil while they're watching you play. But it's just how hardcore the fans in Brazil are, and we cannot wait to come back, man. 2012 seems like a lifetime ago, and it has been a place that in all the international touring we've done in the last 15 years. I mean, I know that, 7 of those years we were not a band anymore, but nonetheless, it was so frustrating to not figure out a way to come back down and see you guys. So, not only are we coming back to see you, we're coming back on this massive tour. We're playing the biggest shows we've ever played, probably in the world, on this tour, with these just incredible band. The lineup for these shows is mind blowing. If I zoom out of being in Yellow Card, if I was just a fan of this kind of music and these bands, I mean, how unreal to get to come to one of these shows. So, we just want to, take all that in. We're so grateful for the opportunity. And one thing that's really cool for Brazilian fans is, we're going to be playing our set list from our fall tour. So we have quite a tour planned in the fall here in the States. We're going out with A Day to Remember, and I don't want to give anything away, but it's the most production we've ever done for a Yellow Card show. The stage is, I don't understand how it's possible, how we're doing this 25 years into our career. But the show has a lot of really fun audio cues. We're really doing a lot of fun stuff with the kind of 80s, 90s movie throwback stuff that we've been doing around Better Days, the new single. And so we're going to run that show with all the audio cues and some of the lighting cues and things like that, just to start warming up the show and practicing the show and getting to do it in front of real people. So I think that's going to be fun. It's for Brazilian fans to get to see the same show, close to the same show that we're doing in the States. I wish we could do all of the crazy production we're doing in the States and Brazil, but maybe next time we'll be at a place where we can bring it all down there and do the whole show. But I'm excited, really, just excited about this set list and the songs we've chosen, and all the fun ways we've kind of connected the songs together. It's kind of a more rock, less talk set list. We've kind of made it so that the songs just really flow into each other. We don't take a lot of talk breaks, which actually is going to be tough in Brazil, because I'm going to want to talk for 20 minutes about how happy we are to be back in Brazil and how good it is to see everyone. But it's going to be really fun, and again, just honored and excited to be in the company of the bands that we're playing with and to finally come to Brazil.
Mm-hmm. And we are so excited too. And Ryan, as you said, Brazilians are known for being such a crazy and energetic audience with all the "Come to Brazil" comments. How does this change the mood of the concert for you?
I think it just builds this incredible excitement before you go on stage. There has not been one show in Brazil in our career, and how many have we played? Probably 10 or 12, I guess. Over the times we've come, 3 visits we've made, I believe. There's never been a show where we were backstage thinking this is going to be so wild because it's Brazil, and then we walked out on stage and we're let down. That's never happened. That happens all the time, all over the world. You think this is going to be the biggest, best show, and you come out and just something's off. Something feels, not the energy isn't there, whether it's us or the crowd or both or whatever. That it does happen. It's never happened in Brazil, and I don't think it's going to be any different this time. There's just this surge of energy. The second you walk on stage, it's like people are just waiting against the barricade, and it blows your mind. It's crazy to watch. The show back in 2006, we played for Mix Festival, Mix something, right? In Sao Paulo, I think it was Mix FM, but we played with Fall Out Boy in this huge stadium, and probably still to date the most memorable show of my whole career, because just how big the crowd was. And it wasn't just about the size of the crowd. It was the continuation of the energy of the crowd all the way to the back of the stadium, in the seats, on the floor. Not a single person was sitting still. Um, that is a sight to see.
Mm-hmm. That's nice. And you're playing at I Wanna Be. You're sharing the stage with bands like Fall Out Boy, Good Charlotte, The Main, and other bands. How does it feel to be a part of a festival dedicated to the emo fans? And how do you see this style today in the current music scene?
I mean, it feels a lot like Warp Tour, just in stadiums instead of parking lots. But it's been a long time. We haven't played Warp Tour since 2016, and so that feeling of camaraderie between the artists that we've toured with all of these bands for most of our career. So all of us getting back together on the same stage like this is really special for us because we were gone for a long time. And so doing shows like this where you get to see your friends and share the stage with your friends and um, artists that you know and respect and have shared the stage with for so long. It's a really special thing, and I think we all know how special shows in Brazil can be. And I know that all the bands are collectively going to work together to make these shows just unforgettable.
Hmm. And is there a song from another band from in the lineup that you'd like to perform with them?
Um, I could probably hop out and do a decent version of "Until the Day I Die" with Story of the Year, minus the screaming. I have to leave that to Dan. I can't do any screaming.
That's a good choice. And Ryan, Yellow Card had a hiatus, and you returned to stage after 7 years, and that was highly celebrated by the fans. When did you feel it was the right time to come back?
Yeah, the thing is we never were going to come back. Um, I guess you call it a hiatus now, but at the time that we made the decision to step away, it felt very permanent in 2016. Um, so I don't know that we ever thought about the right time to come back. I just know that we have a really special person in our orbit in our world. Our booking agent has been with us since 2001. So we've had the same agent for almost 25 years, which is very, very rare in the music business to have, a band and kind of call it like a behind the camera person, a manager or an agent or a label or whatever it be, um, with you for your entire career. But Corey Christopher Martin, our agent, has been with us all along, and she came to us in 2021 and just said, "Hey, I know that it's unlikely, but I want you guys to know that Riot Fest in Chicago is really eager to have you all on the show next year." And so that began an entire year of slow, building conversations, healing wounds, talking about how we could maybe make this work again. And even then, it was only going to be the one show. Um, but we played the show, and then we had this incredible offer from Live Nation, the company that we've toured with for 2 or 3 years now, kind of exclusively, um, to go out and celebrate 20 years of Ocean Avenue, and we played the biggest venues we've ever played. We were playing amphitheater in the states, anyways. I still think Sao Paulo, that stadium, is the biggest show we've ever played in our whole career. But we played the biggest venues in the U.S. we've ever played. We were playing amphitheaters and arenas, and um, had the biggest stage show we've ever had in terms of production. And the tour was somewhere around 95% sold out across the entire thing. So to go from making a decision to break up the band because we were struggling to sell tickets at all, um, to doing the biggest shows you've ever done and selling them out in the multiples of thousands is a very surreal experience. And it's, to be honest with you, it still doesn't quite make sense in my mind. I'm very happy that it's happening. Obviously, we all are, but it's very hard to really explain how we went from where we were in 2015, 2016 when we were deciding to step away from the band, um, to where we are now. It's very, very hard to get your head around. But this is the most incredible chapter of our career by far.
That's so good to hear. And how do you balance your personal life with this intense touring routine being back on stage?
Well, my wife is amazing. She's my favorite person in the entire world, and she supports and believes in me so much that as hard as it is for us to be apart, and now I have my son is almost 2 years old. He'll be 2 years old in December. So obviously, being away from both of them is very hard, and honestly, something in terms of my son, it's my first. He's my first and only one. I've never experienced being away from my child until now, and it is really, really hard. It is nothing like leaving home before. So I've tried to, in terms of balancing things, I try to just take good care of myself on the road and stay healthy. And then when I'm home, we are so lucky right now that the band is doing so well, because it allows us to be, when we're home, we can just be home. I can just, if I want to not be in the studio for the day, I don't have to be. I can be with my family and spend time with my wife and my son, and that's a real gift that we're having the success we're having right now, so that when we're not on the road, we can really connect with the people we love when we do get home. And so far, it's been hard, but it's been good. Our families are just as excited about how well everything's going as we are.
Now, changing a little bit the subject, talking about your upcoming project, the album Better Days, that is going out in October. You said it represents an artistic shift of the band for the band. Why is that?
More like an artistic return to the band, I think, is the right way to say it. I don't know where I said that, but that's what I meant. Um, we found our way back to a form of songwriting that we have not used in a long, long time, in terms of writing something, figuring out how it goes, and then going in and recording it on the spot. That is how our first independent record was made. That's how Ocean Avenue was made. As we became more successful and we lived in different cities and we got kind of farther apart and we're making records, that system sort of changed, and we would demo things and send them around, and everyone had time to live with all these ideas, and they would change and morph, and that kind of became the process for a lot of years. Travis Barker from Blink, producing our record, brought in this method that was not unfamiliar to us. We just hadn't done it in a long time, where he would sort of say, "No, dude, record that right now. Don't go home and think about it. And don't, let's capture what we're doing today, right here. And if the song isn't good, we won't use it. But let's just keep writing and keep recording." And I think by doing that for the first time since Ocean Avenue, we were able to capture that Ocean Avenue energy. And it doesn't sound forced, it doesn't sound fake, it doesn't sound like we were trying to copy Ocean Avenue. It just sounds like the natural core sound of Yellow Card that I think people fell in love with when they first heard us 20 something years ago. So we owe a lot to Travis for kind of forcing us out of our comfort zone to write in a way we hadn't done in a long time, and just push us to keep going and keep making more music until we found the perfect songs. And I think we did.
And as you said, Travis Baker is with you in the producing process. How was it working with him, and what did he bring new to the Yellow Card sound?
Well, it was intimidating at first, I you're in a place that is kind of hallowed ground, where Blink makes their records, and it's this huge, beautiful studio, that has it's just Travis all over it. You can feel that it's his place, his space. Um, and so you got to get over that first and just find a way to be comfortable and be like, I'm supposed to be here. It kind of goes back to playing these huge shows. It's like you have to tell yourself you belong here because it feels so foreign. You have to stay confident and remind yourself, like, I'm here for a reason. I'm here to make music. And so once you get past that, he was an amazing producer we didn't know what to expect. Obviously in our minds, he's a drummer first. But we were blown away with how just hands on, super involved in every decision, every note. Um, and again, how supportive and like how much he pushed you to get the best out of you. And so it was a jolt of energy that I think the band really needed, and obviously his drumming on the record is just mental. Wait until you hear the whole thing. There are some wild drum parts on this record. So, It's been a surreal but um, authentic feeling process.
And to finish, can you send a message to your Brazilian fans who can't wait to see Yellowcard live again?
Yes, we are sorry it's taken so long for us to come to Brazil, but we're finally coming back, and I can just tell you all that these shows have been marked on the calendar with exclamation points and happy faces for a long, long time. We are so excited for these shows, to see our friends and all the bands we're playing with, and to feel that Brazilian energy again. It's been a long time, so we're really looking forward to it.
We are looking forward to. Thank you so much, Ryan. Thank you for your time.
You're welcome. Thanks for having me.
89, a Rádio Rock.